This is Lyric Birdscapes, an exhibition at the Jule Museum that pairs work from our John James Audubon collection with poems. In this episode, poet Nicole Sealey talks with Donika Kelly and David Baker about poems, birds, and their work commissioned for the exhibition.
I read Donika Kelly's Aviarium, a chapbook of 14 bird poems, back in 2018 for a reading challenge that I do every year. And after 7 years, it still holds a special place in my imagination. I'm thinking particularly of the poem Perhaps You Tire of Birds. The poem makes a case against such fatigue. The poem reads, "But the yellow-beaked night bird in the moonlight, in the clover, in the deep, deep grass could hold me, always in the swell of her little eye. Oh, my scouring eye that scrubs clean the sky and blossomed tree. Oh, my heart that breaks like a bone. Oh, my bones full and flying." Donika Kelly is the author of 3 full-length collections, most recently The Natural Order of Things, The Renunciations, winner of the Anisfield Wolf Book Award in Poetry, and Bestiary, the winner of the 2015 Cave Canem Poetry Prize, a Hurston Wright Legacy Award, and a Kate Tufts Discovery Award. Her honors include a National Endowment for the Arts Fellowship, a Pushcart Prize, and a Lannan Residency Fellowship. Her poems have been published widely, most recently in The New Yorker. Kelly teaches at the University of Iowa. I had the pleasure of hearing David Baker read a few summers ago at the Fine Arts Work Center in Provincetown, where we both were teaching. If I remember correctly, he read Swift, a 4-part poem that opens with a play on the torpedo-shaped bird's name and its quickness in motion, and ends in a moment of awe. It goes into flight, the name as velocity. A swift is one of 200 or 300 swirling over the post office smokestack. First they rise come dusk to the high sky, flying from the ivy walls of the bank, a few at a time, up from the graveyard oaks and backyards, then more, tightening to orbit, in a block-wide whirl above the village. Now they are a flock. Now we're holding hands. We're talking in whispers to our kind, who stroll in couples from the ice cream shop or bike here in small groups to see the birds. A voice in awe turns inward, as looking down into a canyon, the self grows small. They seem like leaves spinning in a storm, blown wild around us, and we are their witness. Witness the way they finish. The first one simply drops into the flue, then 4, 5, in as many seconds, pulling out of the swirl, sweep down, so swiftly we're alone. The sky is clear of everything but night. We are standing at a loss within it. David Baker is the author or editor of 19 books, including 13 books of poetry, most recently Whale Fall, Swift, New and Selected Poems, Scavenger Loop, and Never Ending Birds, which was awarded at Theodor Retke Memorial Poetry Prize. Among his awards are prizes and fellowships from the Guggenheim, the National Endowment for the Arts, Poetry Society of America, the Pushcart Foundation, Utah Arts Council, and Ohioan Library Association. Since 1984, David has taught at Denison University. Baker also serves frequently on the faculty of the MFA program for writers at Warren Wilson College. After serving as poetry editor of the Kenyon Review for more than 25 years, he currently curates the annual Nature's Nature feature for the magazine. I'm excited to talk with both of you about birds, about poems, and poems about birds, including your own commissioned poems by the Jule Museum at Auburn University. So, for obvious reasons, among my favorite bird poems are you all's, Donika's, your Perhaps You Tire of Birds, and yours, David, Swift. Are night herons and swifts your favorite birds, respectively?
The 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 bird in Perhaps You Tire of Birds is the European starling,
Okay.
which I didn't know, which is why I described the bird in the poem because I would see these birds when I was walking home from the bus or from like when I lived in Nashville, there were a lot of them like all over the place. And I was like, what is this bird? Like, I have no idea what this is, but I will describe it. And then maybe one day I will know. And I found out later it's an invasive species, and that complicated things just a touch, just a smidge. But I do find them very beautiful. They're so speckled and iridescent, and I love the way that they flock. So they are one of my favorites, even if they are not from this continent.
What would be your close second favorite?
I really love actually brown pelicans. They are one of my favorite birds. They've been one of my favorite birds for a really, really long time. They're so beautiful. I love the way they fly over the water. Sort of like when a wave is rising and they're in their formation and they sort of all, I don't know, they lift over the wave in the shape of the wave, and it really is one of my favorite things to see. And they're just so big. I love a big bird.
David, what about you?
I, I don't know. By the way, it's lovely to hear somebody else read my poem rather than overhear myself. You read Swift really well, and you read Donika's poem really well.
Thank you, David.
Favorite bird, though, you ask us that question in advance, and I'm just stumped. It's like saying, which is your favorite toe? I like them all, and I need them all to keep me upright and balanced. Favorite bird, the red-winged blackbird maybe is my favorite bird. I love wrens for the songs. I love hawks. I love the hoopoe bird. Which is an amazing looking bird that I saw in Italy. I love the banana quit. I love the ani. All of them. The thrasher, the frigate bird. I love pelicans.
The banana quit is the official bird of the Virgin Islands, where I'm from, and that might be my favorite bird as well.
It's amazing. I go to St. John very, very often.
I'm jealous.
The ani and the pearly-eyed thrasher and the frigates and the hawks, but mainly the banana quits. They're a gorgeous bird with a good song.
Yeah.
And that song, I think that's one of the reasons why poets write about birds. I mean, birds do two magical things that we wish we could do. They sing, and they fly. Those two things are natural to birds, and we aspire to those conditions or to those capabilities in poems. Maybe that's why birds. I don't know.
Do you all have a favorite poem featuring birds by another poet?
There again, yes.
Or it might be the case that it's like choosing your favorite toe.
It's very much like that. Sappho writes beautifully of birds. Probably Whitman's hermit thrush in the Lilac Elegy. Donika has a beautiful hermit thrush poem. In fact, I seem to remember Keats's Nightingale poem, Shelley's Skylark poem. Recent poets, Carl Phillips writes really well about birds. I got a new book yesterday in the mail called Night Watch by a poet named Kevin Young.
Oh yeah.
On the
Almost unknown. An almost unknown poet, Kevin Young.
Yeah, unknown poet. On the cover is this beautiful painting of of birds, and the first poem in the book is called Cormorant. Um, we all go there, but so I had to narrow it down. There's a poem by Emily Dickinson, I guess is my favorite bird poem. It's number 122. Um, and it's not about a specific bird. It's about birds in migration at exactly this time of year in September. She's got famous bird poems. As you know, a bird came down the walk, or hope is a thing with feathers, or further in summer than the birds. But this one begins, um, these are the days the birds come back. That's my favorite.
Donika, what about you?
I too struggled. I mean, I don't know if David was articulating a struggle. I had a moment where I was like, have I ever read a poem that has a bird in it? Or is that
Of course.
or is it every single poem
Yeah.
that I've ever read? So I turned to Bridget Pigeen Kelly and the poem "Cry of the Jay,"
Oh yeah.
which is it's so stunning. Just the levels in the poem are just the movement, the above and the below, just across that poem is just like so beautiful.
Yeah.
Not a poem about birds, but Whitman's Out of the Cradle, Endlessly Rocking begins with the mockingbird's throat. And it has a really great line.
That's right.
Yeah, 3/4 into the poem, 1,000 warbling echoes have started to life within me, never to die. One of my favorites these days, I think, is Starlings by Maggie Smith.
Yeah.
Like David's poem Swift, it removes us from the universe's center and speaks to our smallness in relation to the universe. So I really appreciate that poem.